Mhm.
So there's no real happiness that can be derived from looking at the mud. It's more about thinking about all the good things that you have to be grateful for and stuff like that. Oh, he just asked, what 5 words do I hope Katina would use to describe me? She's laughing.
How's it going? Welcome to Chats with Spencer. For interviews full of fun and interesting questions just like this one, subscribe. New videos every Tuesday and Friday. My guest this week is a legendary professional eater who has over 920 food challenge wins. He's been all over the United States and all over the world doing these challenges. I've been a fan of his for a long time. He was just as kind and sincere as I thought he would be. So enjoy my interview with the amazing Randy Santel. Randy, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on the podcast. This will be fun.
Well, first off, Randy, I just want to know what were you like kind of as a kid? Tell us maybe a little bit about growing up in Missouri. I know you were a bigger kid, but just, was there a fond childhood memory maybe you have that like kind of like stands out to you and really kind of like epitomizes who you were as a kid?
I would just say sports. I played so
Okay.
many sports. I was really
Hmm.
thankful or fortunate, I guess, to have a mom and dad that were all in as far as whatever sports I wanted to play or anything like that. I think there was one year where I did like 6 different sports, even within a bowling league, in addition to volleyball, soccer, basketball, baseball, pretty much whatever was available to me. But I would just say, yeah, I've always just been active as far as with sports and everything else. And now I'm able to still be active now as a professional leader because I would get even bigger than I already am if I didn't do any exercise while eating all the food that I do.
Do you have a particular sporting moment from your childhood that sticks out? So maybe like a championship game or a particular game that you did really well in.
I would say my favorite game that I've ever played is actually a game that my team lost. But my
Okay.
freshman year in high school, I was playing football and I was actually
Hmm.
on defense. Well, I was both ways that game because like 4 or 5 of our best players got pulled up from the freshman team to be on the JV and varsity, and
Hmm.
I ended up having to play both ways because one of the guys got taken out, and I would say that was my best game. I had a whole bunch of tackles, had some really good blocks on offense, but I mean we kind of sucked without all those guys there, so we lost bad. But it was one of my best games ever. It was definitely one of my most memorable.
So Randy, I know that you've mentioned before just you're really big into cycling. Can you just kind of like tell us how you discovered that? Was it something you did as a kid as well, or is it maybe something you discovered later in life?
I've always been into biking, and then I had to bike because I spent like 5 years from 2015 until pretty much this year, actually in March. I went without a
Okay.
vehicle just
Hmm.
because of how not expensive it is to have a car, but all of my money was going towards our food challenge trips and
Hmm.
tours and stuff like that. So I got into biking just going to all my classes and stuff like that. But then my friend Scott Geyer, who I graduated in dietetics with this past May 2019, he has always been into cycling. His whole family is, but as a way to kind of keep my weight down and manage my weight and just get great exercise, it's really efficient and effective to do biking. And he kind of got me started with everything on the spin bikes at our
Hmm.
campus rec center. And then kind of everything went from there. Once I graduated, I just bought the same bike that I was used to at the student rec center. And
Hmm.
then eventually got a gravel bike. And then one of my favorite things as far as cycling, my friend Scott and we did the Katy Trail, which is a trail in Missouri that goes like 240 miles. We did all that in 3 days on a gravel bike. So that was cool. And now I'm still into spinning. My girlfriend, Katina, who I pretty much live with now, she's gotten into cycling, and we basically have the same bike as I have back home here at her house
Hmm.
in Spokane, Washington. So that's a lot of fun. We have this app called the Sufferfest that we all use, so it's very fun. And then you can listen to audio CDs, podcasts, watch movies, and stuff like that while you're spinning, and you can even do it while it's freaking really cold here in Spokane. So it's a great way, efficient way to keep the weight down.
Nice. Do you have any maybe further down in the future, of once the food tours are done and once you're done doing your schooling, to maybe do some sort of like bike tour somewhere somewhere maybe even in the US or somewhere else in the world?
Yes, I do want to do that. I don't really have any places where I need to go. I haven't really experienced too much climbing as far as elevation. I think it might be rough. I'll have to definitely be more closer to my dietitian weight, like 250 pounds as compared to what I am now when I actually get into hills and stuff, going up stuff like that, especially if I have stuff that I'm traveling with on the back. But no, I would definitely like to do a few more tours, maybe even some week-long things. I have to do a lot to get ready for that. But
Hmm.
and I do want to eventually do the Katy Trail that I did in 3 days, all in one day. That would be like
Oh,
a
okay.
16, 18-hour deal. You
Hmm.
start at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and then you end close to dark. So that would be nuts, but it's definitely would be something fun to do.
Okay, Randy, is there a song that kind of reminds you of your childhood? Maybe it's a song your parents played, but just something you have a song that has kind of like a vivid memory for you.
Oh, actually, Katina and I share this. I don't know if it would be the same answer for her, but
Hmm.
my mom used to always play Rafi. I don't really remember any song in
Hmm.
particular, but just anything by Rafi would help me remember everything like that because my mom used to play it all the time.
And Randy, this is probably my favorite question to ask my guests is, do you remember the first album you ever bought?
I do. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It was my first. Let's see. I don't remember who. I think it was my buddies in high school that got me into country music. But the first CD that I ever bought is "Drive" by Alan Jackson. My first
Randy, I know you're.
concert that I ever went
Mm.
to was Styx and Bad Company. No, Styx and REO Speedwagon and Bad Company. It was in St. Louis, Missouri. I went with my cousins. It was awesome.
Okay, Randy, I know you're a big Sylvester Stallone fan. Can you just tell us what exactly kind of like draws you to his movies? And I know obviously over the top, super influential in your journey and whatnot. The inspiration behind Atlas and whatnot. But yeah, just let us know about Stallone and what drew you to his movies.
It just comes from my dad. And then, I mean, I love shoot 'em up action movies. And I mean, that's pretty much all of Stallone's movies other than Rocky, which is
Mhm.
inspirational in self just boxing, kind of going from the underdog to eventually winning in the end. So, yeah, my dad's always been a Sylvester Stallone fan. I mean, probably even before I can remember, we watched Over the Top for the first time. And I've watched it like 20, 30 times since then. And actually, I just saw it on Amazon Prime, I think. I've got to make sure. I don't remember whether my girlfriend's seen it or not, but I'm going to make sure she sees it while it's available. But yeah, all the Rambo movies, all the Rocky movies, even his one-offs have all been good. I just like him as an actor. So it's been fun to watch all of his movies. Same with, I mean, now I watch most of the Rock's movies and some other guys too.
Just on the topic of movies, I know you mentioned it's on your website and in our earlier interview, Forrest Gump. What like that is one of my favorite movies as well. It's just an amazing movie, great message. It's funny, it's heartwarming, it's inspiring. But like, what do you remember the first time you watched it, and like how that kind of impacted you? I guess.
Who I don't. I mean, it's yeah. I don't exactly remember when I watched it, but I just love,
Hmm.
and it's kind of like Joe Dirt. You're not, he never really much was expected out of him,
Hmm.
but he just kept on working hard, kept a positive attitude, and everything just kind of kept on working out for him. So I can relate a little bit to that.
Do you have a favorite scene from that movie?
I wouldn't exactly say it's my favorite scene,
Okay.
but I quote it all the time, where
Okay.
he talks about having 12 Dr. Pepper. I must have had me about 12 Dr. Pepper. So,
Definitely a
but no,
memorable
yeah.
scene.
And then I love we kept looking for some guy named Charlie. So I always like that part of the movie too.
Yeah, definitely classic. All right, I think I know the answer to this just based on what I'm reading off your website. But if you could have a partner for an eating contest, non-pro eater, non-competitive eater, who would it be, and why?
I would do it with The
Whoever.
Rock. The Rock.
Hmm.
Not only just because he's kind of known for some of his cheat days and stuff like that. I've never done any of those on my channel or anything, but it would still just be fun to meet him and do a big like team pizza challenge or something with him. That'd be awesome.
Okay, Randy, if you could travel back in time, so just like as you are right now, and just go to any time period to experience it, let's just say for a day or two, which time period would that be, and why?
I don't want to get into all the reasons why, but like the 60s
Okay.
and 70s. go to like I don't even remember when Woodstock was or anything like that. But if I was only going to do it for like a day or two, and my body would be able to handle it, yeah. I mean, you
Oh.
can imagine where that's going. But yeah, the 60s and 70s where everybody was more free and fun.
That's fair. And this is kind of a related question. And you might have just kind of answered it, but if you go back in time and witness any concert, what concert would that be?
This is going to sound really stupid, but I really would love to go to a Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran concert, which is way different than Woodstock. But no, it'll also be really fun to go to what's one of those. Actually, no, I would say if I could go to any concert, it would be, I've only seen them on video. I
Hmm.
would either go to like one of those, I don't know, I don't really know much about Burning Man or anything like that, but I
Hmm.
think it would be fun. I've seen some like country concerts where everybody's like on a lake out on their boats and stuff. I think that would be really fun to be like on like a pontoon boat out listening
Hmm.
to some country music. That'd be fun.
All right, so Randy, we're going to switch pace a little, just some less in-depth questions, but if you want to, feel free to stop me if you want to elaborate. So, what's your
Sure.
favorite? Yeah. So, what's your favorite sports team?
Ooh, let's see. Favorite sports team. I lived in Kansas City for like six or
Hmm.
7 years. And now that St. Louis doesn't have a football team, I'd have to go with the Rams. Oh, shoot. No, that's my least favorite, the Los Angeles Lambs. Yeah, I'll call them that.
Hmm.
But no, I'd say the Kansas City Chiefs would be my favorite professional sports team.
Cats or dogs?
Ooh, when I have like when I'm settled down with a family, it would probably be more of a dog.
Hmm.
But right now, if I had to have an animal, it would be a cat, just because they're more independent. They
Hmm.
don't take as much work to keep them up. You just got to put food
Uh,
in their bowl and pet them a couple times a week.
for sure. Uh, f- Spring or fall?
Fall, because it's football season, and more importantly, Oktoberfest season. All of the foods and beers associated with Oktoberfest are delicious.
Do you prefer an adventurous vacation or a relaxing vacation?
Most definitely adventurous. So maybe a day or two on the beach, max for me. Other than that, I like to be doing stuff, be more active.
Skittles or M&Ms?
Ooh, Starburst. But I would say Skittles over M&Ms, just regular M&Ms. I mean, there's some really good flavors of M&Ms now, but I would say just between regular M&Ms and Skittles, Skittles.
Okay. One of your favorite movies that we have not already talked about.
A lot of people like Shawshank Redemption. One of my favorite movies now is Eddie the Eagle.
Okay.
So kind of along the same lines as Forrest Gump and Joe Dirt. But and then I love. Oh, I didn't say this earlier. I love Hugh
Mhm.
Jackman movies. He's always does a good job too. He's in that
Okay. If your next meal could be anything in the world, what would it be?
one. Ooh, normally I would say buffalo chicken pizza, but I just had pizza yesterday, so I would have to go right now. Something Asian. I would actually go pad thai.
Okay.
Pad thai would be good with some other Thai food. Yeah. And actually, if I could have it anywhere I'd want it, I'd want it cold. Pad Thai is like really good hot, but like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I love leftovers because I never really get them when I'm eating out by myself.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had like leftover Pad Thai, like in the morning, fresh out of the refrigerator, not even warmed up, that'd be delicious.
Uh, what did you want to be when you were younger, when you grew up?
Uh, I kind of wanted to be in construction, following my dad in his footsteps, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of a reason I did my very first degree I
Mm-hmm.
graduated with in 2008 was construction management. So, but then I got out of that in 2013 to focus on everything. I realized I didn't really love it as much as I thought I might. It just wasn't very fulfilling for me. So I finally was able to get out in 2013 and do everything I'm doing now.
What's your go-to snack at a corner store, Randy?
Oh, well, I mean, when I'm not doing my food challenges, I'm
Mm-hmm.
dieting. So
Okay.
right now, my go-to snacks rice cakes. There's a whole bunch of different flavored rice cakes that are all good. But actually, let's go back to
Oh,
that.
sorry.
I would have to say one of my favorite snacks is buffalo chicken pretzels by, or
Okay.
not buffalo chicken, but just buffalo flavored pretzels, I think by Hanover. Those are really good.
Mhm.
And then hot fries by Andy Katz. I really like those.
Can you let me know your favorite Kesha song?
My favorite Kesha song. Ooh, I have got to go Thinking of You. It's not one that ever made the radio, but it's number
Mm-hmm.
4 on one of her newer CDs.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Thinking of You. I love songs that have like a really intense refrain with like
Okay.
not so intense. And that's kind of like I like some of the Ed Sheeran duets that he does
Mm-hmm.
with people, other singers. I like ones with like really intense refrains. And Kesha's number 4 on that CD that I'm thinking of, Cannibal, is Thinking of You. That's my favorite. And then I love We Are Who We Are. That's a great one. And then a song called Gold Trans Am.
And favorite Avril Lavigne song?
Oh, favorite Avril Lavigne song. I would have to go Skater Boy. Skater Boy is a good one. I like Skater Boy.
Classic.
Yes.
Randy, is there a food that really surprised you that you enjoyed? So obviously you've been all over the world, tried multiple cuisines, but what's one that kind of like surprised you? Like, wow, I really enjoy this.
Well, as far as the most surprised, I would have to say Balut.
Okay.
I mean, because I actually thought it was going to be trash, and I didn't think I would like it, and I thought I was going to be grossed out. Do you know what
Mm-hmm.
Balut is? Yes, yeah. When
No,
I was in the, oh really?
no,
Okay,
I don't
it's
think
a
so.
fertilized duck embryo.
Oh,
It's
I
a
feel like I've watched
Filipino
this.
delicacy, and I thought it was going to be nasty. I thought I was
Mhm.
going to puke or something. It was actually delicious.
Oh,
So as
interesting.
far as
Super.
most surprise, I would
Mm-hmm.
say that's it because a lot of the other good foods that I've had all around the world,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be good. So there wasn't
Mm-hmm.
really much doubt, or there wasn't really. Uh, it didn't surprise me because I already knew it was going to be delicious. Like a euro in Greece is absolutely amazing, but before I bit into it, I knew it was going to be great.
Randy, how do you take your burger when you're not doing contests? It's just like you can choose the toppings just for enjoyment. How do you take your burger?
Let's see. I'm going to go with a fried egg, peanut butter, and jalapenos.
I like those answers.
But if you go with the more normal one, I
Mm.
love a good mushroom and Swiss burger
I think you kind of already covered this, but same deal, but with pizza.
with pizza. Buffalo chicken. Yeah, buffalo chicken. I'm sometimes a fan. Some people use carrots, some people don't. But as
Okay.
long as there's no blue cheese, that's delicious. But also, I've actually probably spent 34 years talking mad trash on Hawaiian pizza.
Mm-hmm.
But I just had on New Year's Eve, actually, in Turks and Caicos, Katina and I had an island pizza that
Okay.
had pineapple, ham, plantains, jalapenos, and a
Mm-hmm.
couple other things. And it was one of the best pizzas I've ever had. So I would say either buffalo chicken pizza or an island pizza, something
Mm.
themed like that. It was amazing.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to go back to slightly more in-depth questions, but Randy, I know I read on your website that you were a Boy Scout and you actually made it to the highest level. So I'm just wondering, uh, what were the what did the Boy Scouts kind of like mean to you? How was that experience, and how do you think it kind of like affected you as as you just like got older? Because I think a lot of people, when they get to their teenage years, might not be so inclined to do some organizational stuff, but you stuck with
Yeah,
it.
and the Boy Scouting experience is pretty much different for everybody. And I
Mm-hmm.
think one of the major factors is the friend that you go through the program with, and
Mm-hmm.
also the adults that are overseeing everything. I got really fortunate and lucky to be involved with like 6 or 7 friends that I'm still a little bit friends with today, even this many years later. They're all kind of married with families and kids and stuff. But it was just awesome to go through the program with them, but also all of our parents were kind of hands off. They would just let us get into everything and do
Mm.
it. And if we messed up and we needed their help, they'd intervene or something like that. But it was just awesome. It kind of taught me just how to not fend for myself, but starting to take on responsibilities. Like whenever we went camping or stuff, we'd each have our own roles that we had to do. We had to work as a team. You learn a lot of teamwork through stuff like that. And I've always just taken kind of everything that I've learned through scouting all through my life, to use the principles. And it was just kind of a fun experience being able to, I love the outdoors and stuff like
Hmm.
that. And a lot of my favorite trips are through scouting. Like I did a 140-mile backpacking trip in New Mexico. That was awesome. I did like a 50 or 60-mile canoe float up in the Great, or not the Great Lakes, but all those lakes in Minnesota. I
Hmm.
just had a lot of great experiences through that, not only with those friends that I shared it all with, but also too, just I'm really happy that I actually followed through with it all and made it to Eagle Scout, because I know a lot of people that stopped at like
Yes.
life or any of the levels before Eagle Scout, and they regret it. So I'm glad that I followed through and finished once I turned 18.
This might actually kind of relate to it, but Randy, I noticed you're such a positive person, just which is so great about your videos. I love the fact that you're always really positive with the restaurants, even if it's not a great experience. And you're still positive. Obviously, there were your more recent videos where you talked about the few exceptions, but overall,
That one
900
video,
something
yeah, yeah,
challenges.
people have some
Yeah.
drama with that one. Yeah.
But I love that you're so positive, and I think the internet needs more of that. I think a lot of people, a lot of channels might thrive on ragging on something else. Like
Drama
I
and
think,
negativity and stuff. Yeah,
mm,
because I mean, as you see by that video on our channel, a lot of people love that one a
yes,
whole lot more
mm,
than the other 1,000 videos on our channel.
yes. So I'm just wondering, where did this mentality come from, of being positive and kind of just always, despite how you're treated, you're still gonna be polite. You're still gonna remain positive.
I wear a ring on my hand.
Mm,
A lot of people think it's from like a wedding band or something like that, and it
mm,
actually is kind of a band, but it's got boom on it,
mm,
and boom's actually an acronym that I say before all of my challenges right before I
mm,
start eating. But the B is for benevolence, which is
mm,
always be kind, and so kind of a lot of it just comes from there. I would say one of the things that allows me to always be happy and positive is I kind of have a minimalist lifestyle. So I don't by any means live beyond my means. So I mean, my monthly expenses outside of travel for work and everything like that are less than $1,000. And so there's not really anything that kind of puts stress on me. So I'm always able to be not confident, but know that everything's going to be okay. My family's all happy and healthy, so I'm very
mm,
fortunate in that regard. But also, negativity almost always is completely worthless. And
mm,
so it's all it is negative on you, and then that radiates to other people. So there's no good that comes out of negativity. Positivity can always be found somewhere. One of my favorite quotes that I reply to some people with that are negative on our channels is,
mm,
two men looked out from prison door or prison bars. One saw mud, the other saw stars.
mm.
So there's no real happiness that can be derived from looking at the mud. It's more about thinking about all the good things that you have to be grateful for and stuff like that. So a lot of it comes, yeah, from gratitude, I'd say. So I'm at a really good place in life. A lot of it is from my own hard work, but then
Mm.
also a lot of it is just being fortunate and stuff like that. I mean, at any point, I could have just been driving down the road and got hit by a bus, but I didn't. So I'm very happy to be
Mhm.
here and have everything going well.
I think one of you mentioned this in your previous interview as well, that Munchies video kind of really shed light on your story. And I think that was a great video. And I really like respect that you were kind of like you kind of said earlier in this interview that construction really wasn't what you wanted to do, but you kind of used it. You're like, okay, this is just temporary. And with the roofing as well, this is just temporary. It's going to help me fuel what I really want to do.
Yeah, it was a means
And
to an end. Yeah, and that
mhm,
movie, that video is my favorite video on the internet. So I've watched it many times, and I still go back actually to thank all the people that have watched it. I go back like every 2 or 3 months and thank people that have watched it.
mm. Yeah, so if you haven't watched that, go check it out. It's a great video. Just kind of shows you the human behind behind Randy's story,
Yeah, and
and
it starts
just
with the title is Meet Randy Santel, World Class Professional Leader.
mhm. And Randy, do you find a lot of your negativity that's aimed at you is just comes from a place of um, just people not knowing your story? You know, like they think, oh, this guy's just going around eating food and for no reason. When if you actually do, if you actually hear your story and read what you're like, watch all your posts, read what's on your website, you're actually, you know, this is not the be all end all. You want to use this platform to benefit the world. So
Yeah,
you,
I would say actually you're exactly right. I'd say 100% of the negative comments are more just stemming from ignorance. People have watched one or two videos, or else something's different with one video compared to others, and they just assume that all the upcoming ones are going to be the same. So
mhm.
they think that they should just comment negatively or kind of bash something, or else we do get, and I do understand some. I mean, I got pretty big in 2019. So we've actually had quite a few people unsubscribe because they feel like they're supporting an eating disorder or something like that,
Okay.
or just just everything comes from either ignorance or just thinking I'm stupid. Really, I mean, we have a lot of people that think I'm dumb as a bag of hammers. So, but you can't really do anything about it. Just be kind to them. And one of my favorite things is when somebody just bashes me on a video or a comment or something like that, and then I reply positively, and then they totally backtrack and put their tail between their legs and say, "Oh, no offense, I didn't mean to. It wasn't meant to be offensive. I'm a big fan," or something like that. So I'm like, "Oh, you chicken shits," and it's always really cool when other subscribers get on there and just start laughing at them for doing that. But
Yeah,
then
I
there's
think people.
also the ones that just always just keep on commenting negatively, even though they've commented on like 50 or 60 videos. So they know what they're doing. They just have nothing else better to do. So I mean, I still respond to them positively too. So there's no real, even if you comment negatively, I mean, thousands of other people can see that, and then that
Mhm.
might be their first impression of you. And so you don't want that. So it's always better to be positive than outright negative. I mean, if I am negative, it's usually in a passive aggressive way,
Okay.
not direct.
And I think if someone's commenting on 50, 60 of your videos, they might be a hater, but I think they're also a fan.
Well, that's the thing is I mean, we have some haters that comment negatively on so many videos,
Mhm.
but I mean, monetization doesn't track whether people like the
Mhm.
videos or
Mhm.
not.
That
So I
means view.
mean, in a sense, those people are more supportive of what we're doing
Mhm.
than the people that are 100% supportive but watch fewer videos.
And I think people should understand too. If you ever listen to other interviews with Randy, he knows what he's doing. He's not. I think I don't think he would be where he is right now if he was just recklessly eating for 10 years.
Correct. Yeah,
He
I
does
always
the right
make sure
stuff.
people understand that I've been doing this with zero adverse health effects other than a little bit of weight gain for
Mm,
over
mm.
10 and a half, almost 11 years coming up in March. So I wouldn't have made it this far if I was a total idiot.
All right, so Randy, I was just reading your website, and I just want to go over a couple people who are you list as your heroes. So you list your mom and dad, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Eric Thomas, Lou Ferrigno, Andy Whitfield, Sylvester Stallone, Forrest Gump, Joe Dirt, and there's
I
kind of
think
like
the
the common
financial
theme.
guy's on there too. What's his name?
Uh,
One of my first financial books I read was Dave Ramsey. I think I have
Dave
him on
Ram.
there
I didn't
too.
write his last name, that's why I didn't say it.
Oh, okay. No, you're good.
Okay, so I think a lot of these, if you just read why Randy kind of like has these people as his heroes, a lot of these people at one point or another, they were at the bottom. And despite all of that, they kind of fought their way. They knew that they were going to succeed one day. And I don't know, is that just that story just been really inspiring to you? I know kind of like with that I know that recent in your videos you said something like you weren't even making money till 2017, so 10 years into the channel or something like, or sorry, 7 years into the channel you weren't even making monies, which you were just doing it for the sake of like you love to do it, right? And you built your way up into this big platform now. So
Oh
I'm just
yeah,
wondering.
yeah, no, and that's why when people come to me asking for tips because they want to
Mhm,
start like a YouTube channel or
mhm.
something to make some extra side money, you just kind of pity them because they expect a quick turnaround, and the number of people that start generating a profit within even 2 or 3 years, it's not very high at all. and yeah, kind of going back to what you were saying with all those people, one of my favorite kind of books or just mentalities is, and I just looked them up what I was doing. A guy named John C. Maxwell has a bunch of books that I've read, and one of them is called Fail Forward. So most of the people that I've always been a big fan of are really good at failing forward. Kind of like that thing where you fall 100 times, get up 101. So you just got to kind of keep on going from there. Fail one thing, don't let it bother you too much, but then just keep on going. And yeah, Eric Thomas, Dave Ramsey, all those people, a lot of people other besides them since then I wrote that years ago. I think that page on the old website. But yeah, no, just keep on staying positive, determination, keep on moving forward, and eventually something's going to work out.
What 5 words would you hope Katina would use to describe you?
Oh, he just asked, what 5 words do I hope Katina would use to describe me? She's sitting right here working on some of her videos. I would say, well, hardworking. So, let's see, hardworking. She always thinks I'm the sweetest person ever. So I definitely say kind. But no, I would hope to say boom. So there's 5 words there. Boom is benevolence. The first O is for omnipresence. The second O is omnipotence, and then the M is for maximum effort. So I would hope that all 4 of those get used, or all five words in that get used.
And why not? What 5 words would you use to describe Katina?
Oh, okay. It is our 6-month anniversary of dating today that we filmed this. So
Congratulations.
That's a good question. I would also say she's very hardworking.
Hmm.
Got to add in beautiful. Let's see, that's 3. Let's go with generous and selfless. So right off the top of my head, I would say all of those. Yeah. Am I missing one? What do you think of yourself? She's blushing. But no, I would say all of those very. Oh, actually, let's take out, because generous and selfless are like the same. Let's take out one of those and add in. She's very positive too. So
Okay.
let's go with optimistic or positive. And,
Okay,
and
Randy.
number 6 would be lucky.
Sorry.
I mean, she has me in her life, so lucky for sure. She's laughing.
Okay, Randy. So I'm just gonna ask you if you could design a food challenge that has not been ever done. It still has to be good in the sense of like you'd enjoy doing it. What food challenge would that be? So it doesn't exist out there.
Is it my business, or is it just going to be a one-time thing? We don't have to care if it's profitable for the restaurant.
Yeah, you don't have to care if it's profitable for the restaurant.
Okay, because that's kind of 2 different things. When you're designing
Mm.
a food challenge, you got to make sure people attempt it. It's
Mm.
not too big. It's based on the community and a whole bunch of other things. But if I could do any food challenge that I wanted, oh my goodness, that is a really good question, and it's hard to. I don't know. I would almost want to like combine. I would want a food challenge at a one of those big areas where it has like a whole bunch of restaurants all in one, almost like a
Okay, yeah.
food center where
Hmm.
all of the different foods contribute something different.
Hmm.
So it would just be a combination of a whole bunch of different genres of food and stuff like that. I mean, we'd have a baller cheesesteak, a really
Hmm.
nice Greek gyro, pad thai, uh, stuff like that. And then maybe throw in some seafood, nothing shelled. Crab legs tick me off to the highest power. I'm just not good at them, and it's not worth all the effort. But yeah, just a big combination of a whole bunch of different foods, just for variety and just pleasure. It'd be delicious.
All right, so for any of the viewers out there, with Randy's end goal, he is going to be becoming a dietitian. Hopefully, I guess soon, right? Within the next 2 years, you have to just do
Yes,
your
yeah, I'll
hours,
start my
correct?
internship hopefully in August. I'm actually going through the application process now that ends February 15th, and I'll find out in April where we're going to go. But yeah, that'll take like 8, 9 months,
Hmm.
and then I'll probably travel, do a tour for a while, and then take the test and then be a dietitian.
So I guess my question, Randy, is why do you want to become a dietitian? Why do you want to use that your platform for that?
Well, since 2012, I've been working on a book and a nutrition education and weight management kind of education system. And then in 2015, while I was on a tour in North Carolina, I kind of was thinking about what I need to do to get certified in nutrition and all that. And I just kind of quickly realized that anything less than being a dietitian is kind of half-assed.
Hmm.
And I mean, you can't really kind of teach and promote people being their best if you're going to kind of settle for an online certification or something like that. So I enrolled and started in the fall of 2016 to become a dietitian. And it's a big investment of time, money, and a whole bunch of stuff. But that will help me with my message. Once I'm done as a professional leader, I'll be using my social media to help all my community with nutrition and weight management. And then I'll be the number one followed dietitian in the world as far as on social media. So I'll be able to use my platforms, and then I'll also start traveling, not for food challenges anymore,
Hmm.
but for public speaking, conferences and stuff like that, trying to help spread the message of preventative maintenance through proper nutrition, exercise, and just help people attain a better fundamental understanding of how it all works.
Randy, just can you let us know where we can find you? I know you're on a multitude of platforms on social media, and just maybe some upcoming projects you have.
Yeah, no, I am very thankful and fortunate to have a last name that hardly anybody has. I
Hmm.
think all Santels are related in some form or another. And so there's only one that I know of, Randy Santel. So anything you look up on Google is going to pull up all of my stuff. But our main areas where we post all of our videos are Facebook, which has, I think, like 1.3 million subscribers. And then Facebook's just about to hit 1.4 million, but everything's Randy Santel. I've got Instagram too. No TikTok. I hope I never have to get TikTok, but maybe in the future. I don't know. But yeah, no, my girlfriend and we've been off for the past, she's a professional leader too, if you haven't realized that, people listening, how I've talked about her. But we are going to be starting a tour in Florida. Actually, Florida is one of the few states that's 100% open for
Hmm.
events and dining in, so we can do restaurant food challenges and stuff, film more videos for our channel. So we're going to be in Florida for most of February, and then we'll just kind of go from there, see what's open, see where we can go. Probably most likely the southern middle of the country, Arkansas, Oklahoma, then maybe get to Texas, and then probably go southwest from there. So until August, yeah, we'll just be traveling. As soon as the world kind of opens up and we can start going international again to like the UK, Australia, we'll just be doing food challenges in the US. We're probably going to do a big road trip, actually in Canada. Probably
Awesome.
start in Vancouver and get a rental car and go all the way to Halifax. So that's going to take probably a month or so. We'll just have to
Hmm.
see how it all goes. But that'll be a really fun trip. But then in April, I'll find out where Katina and I are going to move so I can do my internship. The
Hmm.
hope is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And
Okay.
then I'll be there. We'll be there for like a year pretty much. And then we'll just see how it all goes. And eventually the book's going to come out, phone app, everything. So lots upcoming. I'm excited.
Great. It sounds like this is gonna be a big year.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, every year kind of builds on the last. I know a lot of people talked about how they had a rough 2020. Thankfully, my business is online. I didn't have a whole lot of overhead. Most of the people that had issues just had a lot of overhead that the income wasn't covering, or health issues. And I was lucky to not really have any overhead, other than my people helping me with the business. And then, of course, all my family has been happy and healthy, so we've been all good there. I had a great 2020, and we'll be looking forward to have another great year this 2021. Got to stay positive.
Red, just a quick question. I don't know how much time you have, but would you be willing to do this list of Sylvester Stallone movies and you're kind of like just rank them? It's like super. We can spend as little or as much time as you want on it, but I
Yeah,
think it
no,
might
I've
be
got a
just
few
how
more
much.
minutes. This will be
Yeah.
fun.
Okay.
I
Cool.
do
I'm just gonna
pretty
share
love
my
that.
screen with you.
Oh wow, that's a cool little. Oh, nice. Okay, I like that software you're using.
Yeah, it's the website. I won't take credit for this, but
Okay, yeah, now we're looking good.
all right. Just you can just tell me the letter, and I can or the movie, and I don't know all
Well,
these off the top of my head.
some of these I actually haven't seen.
Same here.
But let's just go with all my favorites.
Sure, let's do it.
Obviously, I was Over the Top's one of my favorites, so we
Where
got
do
to
we
have
see
that.
Over the Top? Is it
Over the Top's. Let's
Oh,
see.
we got here. Cool.
Yeah,
S.
yeah, there you go.
All right, let me just zoom out for a second, and then we'll put it in S. Over the Top. Where? Oh, geez. This is. There we go. Just put it there and in here. Cool. Yeah, you can just pick your favorites, and then we can just rather than do this.
Yeah, let's do that.
This.
And then
Yeah.
Rambo 1 is obviously got to be one of the best.
Okay, First Blood. Where is that? Is this? No. Do you see the poster anywhere, Randy?
Oh.
Should say First Blood, right? Yeah. Is it this?
You'd
No,
think.
it can't be that. I don't think it's that one.
Yeah, it is. I think it is that one because
Okay,
you can
okay.
see Rambo 2 there.
Okay. So this is at the top two.
Yep, let's get that up there, and then what else can we put up there? Let's see. What are my other favorites of him? I really liked. I would say a lot of the rest are just going to be A's.
Okay, that's
I don't exactly remember. I mean, all the Rockies are pretty much on a similar tier, and then let's see the A's, and we don't really need it. It's taken a while to do all that, but we'll go with
okay.
all of the A's. Ooh, I don't really have one favorite Rocky over the others. But I would have to say one of my favorite Rockies, and it got a bunch of crap. I actually loved Rocky Balboa. I thought Rocky Balboa was a very good movie.
That was the like a sixth one, right?
Yes. Yeah, and then the Creeds all started after that.
Okay. So would this be above the other Rocky movies, would you say, or?
Ooh. Let's put it on S. Let's put it on S.
All right, let's do it. I'll continue finding the Rocky movies. But yeah, keep going, Randy.
And then I would put all the Rambos in with the Rockies.
Okay.
So, but I would also put regular Rambo on S, that top line.
Oh, this like the remake or not the remake, the newer one, right?
Yeah, put that as an S too. That's one of my favorite movies.
Okay, found First Blood, so I can switch this one with this. There we go. That makes more sense. How about the Expendable movies? Are you a fan of those?
I do. Yeah, let's put the Expendables. I'm actually going to go with. Let's put all of those on the B line.
Okay.
All the Expendables on the B line, and then. All
right, so this is how it looks so far. I hope I'll zoom in a bit.
Okay. Oh no, we're good. I got it.
Okay.
And then let's go with both of the Creeds were great. Let's put those on A.
Okay. Got the Creed. Sure.
Michael B. Jackson is awesome.
Got that and.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan.
Jordan, yeah.
My bad. I just got corrected there. Michael B. Jordan. Okay, I think we're good there. And then also on B, put Rambo Last Blood.
Last Blood, where is that? Yeah, just keep going. I'll find it. Okay.
Oh, no, you're good. It might not even be on there. Or maybe you already put.
Because I put, there's First Blood here, the newer Rambo, and then these two. Is this Last Blood, maybe? I don't know the posters off the top of my head.
No, that's. Oh, you did find First Blood.
I found First Blood. Okay, so I switched that with this one.
Yeah. So, but then, Last Blood, which is one of his newer ones. And then the ones I've also seen, let's go with Grudge Match and
Grudge Match, okay.
Cliffhanger.
Okay, Cliffhanger, yeah, there we go. Grudge Match, let me just find it. Grudge Match, yeah, there we go.
And then I actually don't think I've seen any of those other ones. God, he's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah, when I looked this up, I had no idea he was.
That is so many movies. And then there's one other I can't. Oh, Copland. Or no, maybe not Copland. Maybe I don't know that one. This is good for now.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
let's do
put
it.
all those.
Where
Let's put those on B as well.
B? Okay, sure. We'll just do like a final kind of just
Yeah, and then
so.
Last Blood would be a B. I loved it, but
Mm,
there was too many updated action
mm.
cinematic stuff like that to it. So it kind of took away from the beauty of Rambo as far as there wasn't as much explosion and high tech crap and all the rest.
Okay.
So, but no, I think that's a good list.
All right. So, Randy, once again, thank you so much for coming on and talking to me today. Like I said, I've been a fan for a while, and it's super cool. Hopefully, things get better with the COVID situation. You can come through Canada, and
Yeah,
I can come see you in
yeah.
real life.
Once
And
we don't have to quarantine for 14
mm,
days,
mm.
and then of course once it gets warmer, we're there. So looking forward to it because I haven't done any challenges in Saskatchewan. In did I say it right?
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan. Yeah,
There you go. Yeah.
Saskatoon is maybe what I was thinking of. But then Alberta, still got to get
Hmm.
there. And then what's Calgary? And that's in Alberta.
Yes, that's Alberta as well.
What's Edmonton in?
Alberta as well.
God, I'm
It's
sounding like an
okay.
American.
Canadian
But
geography is
I gotta get to the ones in between British Columbia and Ontario. So I still
yeah,
have to get to all
Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Manitoba. Manitoba is the one just
Manitoba. That's it. That's what I
west
wasn't
of
thinking.
Ontario.
Yep. So yeah, I'll
Awesome.
get to all those on the way to Halifax. So it's gonna be fun.
Cool. Awesome. Well, once again, thanks again for joining me, Randy. It's been a pleasure and hilarious talking to you and learning more about you. So, best of luck with
No,
all
thank
your
you for
future
your
endeavors.
years of watching the videos. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. All
And
right,
now I've
everyone.
got some brownie points with Katina now that I've said so many nice
Thank.
things too.
I try. I try.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you
And then
so much for
everybody that's
watching.
watching or listening,
Oh,
thank you
sorry.
for tuning in to Spencer. I appreciate him having me on the show. So it's been a fun hour.
Awesome. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next video.